KILR KILR Games.
Hey there, KILR Gamers here, and we are going to step into this new expansion for Star Trek Online, the Deep Space Nine expansion, Victory is Life, themed around DS9 and the Jem'Hadar. So there's going to be a lot of stuff to kind of go in and dig into here, especially story-wise. So let's go ahead and do this before we start going in and playing the stories. There's some backstory to Victory is Life, and Cryptic was very cool to, in one of their news posts, they listed some episodes of DS9 uh, that you should watch to kind of do some kind of like some binge episodes to watch so you can get more out of the stories that are in these new episodes that are in the game. So what we're going to go ahead and do is briefly go over those episodes from DS9, and then we'll jump into the game. Just to just in case you haven't maybe you haven't seen all of DS9, or maybe you just don't really have the time to go and watch them all. This will help give you a little bit of a back summary of some of the stuff. All right, so here's the list that I'm talking about, and you can see we got battle lines from season 1, season 2, the Jem'Hadar, and from season 3, the Search, the Abandon, from season 4, Starship Down, the Sword of Kahless, season 6, the Magnificent Ferengi. If there's any DS9 episode you need to watch, it's that one. That one is just hilarious. Then you got In the Pale Moonlight, and then finally season 7. The episode 25 is the last one, What You Leave Behind. Okay, so in season 1 Battle Lines, Kaiopaka, who we first meet in the first episode of Deep Space Nine, she returns to the station and asks Commander Sisko for a tour, which eventually leads them to take a sightseeing trip through the wormhole. However, it wasn't a short trip. They answer a distress call, which leads to the runabout getting attacked by defense satellites, and they crash. Now, Kaiopaka, she dies as a result. Sisko, Bashir, and Kira meet a group of people called the Ennis, who are at a war with another group called the Null Ennis, and they discover that even though they are killing each other, there is this technology that revives them. The same happened with Kaiopaka. They learn that if any one of them leaves the planet who had previously died, they will die permanently. So eventually, O'Brien and Dax are able to rescue the away team, but Apaka remains to help establish peace between the two warring groups, since she cannot leave the planet. In season 2, the Jem'Hadar, Sisko and his son are preparing to go to the Gamma Quadrant for a camping trip. Quark and Nog wind up going with them, and matters turn for the worse when Sisko and Quark are captured by a race of soldiers called the Jem'Hadar. We learn that they are bred for war and put into service by the Dominion. Sisko and Quark are imprisoned with an alien woman named Eris, who helps them escape with her telekinetic abilities. Meanwhile, Jake and Nog have returned to the runabout in order to get help, and they are met by Major Kira, O'Brien, Dax, Odo, and Dr. Bashir, along with a Galaxy-class starship, the USS Odyssey. We first see the Jem'Hadar attack ships and their use of Polaron weapons, and we also see how far they are willing to go for victory by making a suicide run into the USS Odyssey and destroying her. We later learn that Eris was a spy of the Dominion, and from a race we later find out to be the Vorta. As Season 3 opens in The Search, Sisko returns from Earth with a Federation warship equipped with a cloaking device, the USS Defiant. We learn that this ship was designed to fight the Borg. Sisko and his senior staff head to the Gamma Quadrant in order to find the leaders of the Dominion and establish peaceful terms. Things don't go as planned when officers get separated, the Jem'Hadar attack, and the fates of several officers are unknown. Odo and Kira escape, and he takes them to the Amarian Nebula, in which he is inexplicably drawn to and can't explain why. They find a rogue planet there and land. Once there, they find a huge lake of shapeshifters. One of them, who we eventually learn is one of the leaders, welcomes Odo home. Meanwhile, Sisko and the others are rescued and returned back to the station. Sisko learns that the Federation is negotiating a peace treaty with the Dominion, represented by one of the Vorta, Borath. Sisko becomes uneasy with how quickly this treaty is being negotiated and how the Romulans are being left out. Meanwhile, on the shapeshifter's home planet, Kira comes across a door. Why would shapeshifters need a door? After getting Odo's help, they enter to find that Sisko and crew are hooked up to a virtual reality simulator as a test to see how much they are willing to sacrifice to avoid a war with the Dominion. We learn from the female shapeshifter that her and Odo's race are actually the founders and leaders of the Dominion. In the episode The Abandoned, Quark purchases a salvaged ship and gets more than he bargains for when he finds an alien baby of unknown origin. This baby also tends to grow and develop physically and mentally very rapidly as a result of genetic engineering. We soon learn that he is a Jem'Hadar, but also learn that he requires a drug, Ketracel White, in order for his vitals to be stabilized. Odo tries to convince him that there are alternatives to fighting, but the Jem'Hadar demands to return to his people. In Season 4, Starship Down, the senior staff are in the Defiant, settling a trade agreement with a Karima representative named Hanek. They wind up having to play a game of hide and seek within a gas giant when the Jem'Hadar show up, and not all goes well. Sisko suffers a concussion, and it is here that we learn how deeply Major Kira feels about Sisko and his role as the emissary. We learn how strong her faith is in her religion. In The Sword of Kahless, the Klingon Core, who dates back to the classic series, meets Worf through Jadzia Dax, and the three of them embark on a quest to find the fabled Sword of Kahless. We learn here about the Klingons' ancient enemy, the Hurk. And this might be the first time that we actually hear the name Hurk, which is featured prominently in this Deep Space Nine expansion. So they find the sword, but wind up having to defend it against the House of Duras. They succeed, but not without having to fight amongst themselves. They agree that no one is truly ready for the return of the sword, so it is beamed out into space, leaving it to drift until the Klingon Empire is ready for it. In Season 6, A Magnificent Ferengi, Quark learns that his mother has been taken prisoner by the Dominion. He, along with his brother Rom, nephew and Starfleet officer Nog, Ferengi Eliminator Assassinator Lek, Quark's cousin Gala, and finally Brunt, go to negotiate a trade agreement with the Dominion. Quark is relieved to find his mother alive and well, and they prepare to trade the Vorta Kevin, who has been held prisoner by the Federation. The problem is that Gala shot and killed him by mistake, when instead he was aiming for Quark out of anger. Nog was able to find a way to animate Kevin with neural stimulators to make it appear that he's alive. In the end, they wind up with a prisoner to give the Federation, the Vorta Yelgren, who was played by Iggy Pop. In the episode In the Pale Moonlight, the war with the Dominion does not go well. Many are dying, and Betazed is invaded. Sisko makes a deal with Garrick to bring the Romulans into the war at all cost. The Romulans were in a non-aggression pact with the agreement, but with trickery on Garrick's part, the Romulans turned on the Dominion and declared war. Finally, in the last episode, What You Leave Behind, the war concludes. Many ships and lives are lost. The war is nearly lost until the Cardassians turn at the last moment against the Dominion. Odo convinces the female shapeshifter leader that the Federation can be trusted, and the Dominion sign a treaty to end the war. She then surrenders as a prisoner of war or war criminal. Later, Sisko has to fight and sacrifice his life against Gul Dukat in order to stop the Pa race from being released on the Bajor. As a reward for his efforts, he rests with the prophets in the Celestial Temple. Towards the end, all of the senior staff go their separate ways. Worf becomes ambassador to Konos by joining Martok. O'Brien goes to teach at Starfleet Academy, and most importantly, Kira returns with Odo to the home world of the shapeshifters to cure them of a disease they were infected with, but also to share his experiences with the solids with his people in the Great Link. Okay, so there you go. That is a rundown of the episodes of Deep Space Nine that pretty much lead into what this expansion is all about. So let's go ahead and jump into this fantastic expansion. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I haven't played any of the stories yet. Alright, so here we are. We are in Star Trek Online. Victory is Life. I have not created a Jem'Hadar warrior yet. That will be part of another video series. I'm kind of interested in just checking out these new episodes right now, which I'm going to do with my main character, who is Star Fox, with the ship, the USS Indiana Bones. So we'll go ahead and jump on in here. Now, I did fool around with some things in the game. So, like right now, we're currently in the Gamma Quadrant. Oh, wow. So it looks like... yeah, it looks like the skirmish, the big Herc invasion's about ready to happen. So I participated in this a little bit. Basically, there are three. This is a battle zone area, and so you participate with other players in these three different battle zones. And once you get all these up to 100%, they're basically mini missions. And so when you beat them, these slowly go up. And then finally, when all three go up to 100%, there's a big invasion force that comes. So this I've done. I've also noticed that there's new music playing. So they got new music in the game. I'd have to check out. I don't know if it's the same composer or not. Kind of sounds like it, but... Alright, so let's go to our stories here. And we're going to go to Gamma Quadrant. I haven't finished all the stories. I've done quite a few, but there's still a lot. Alright, so we're going to go to Storm Clouds Gather. The Dominion and the Alliance attempt to find common ground against the Herc. as attacks by the reawakened foes escalate.
Head to DS9 as soon as you're able.
No, he's not going to read this. Okay. The Alliance has agreed, or should I do his voice? The Alliance has agreed to a summit meeting with the Dominion to discuss the return of the Herc and what can be done to prevent their aggression from devastating all 4 galactic quadrants. Despite recent events, we've agreed to host a summit at Deep Space Nine. None of the galactic powers are comfortable hosting a Dominion fleet deep within their territory. Meet me at DS9 prior to the beginning of the summit. I'd like to discuss our options. Meet with your faction leader. Okay, so looks like we get some Ketracel White. Not sure what we're going to do with it since we're not a Jem'Hadar. We get a choice of a mining plasma cutter. Interesting. Guess this, yeah, this is a ground weapon. Not sure if this is going to be a decent ground weapon or not. Then you got a polar M beam and blah. Who cares about those? This is unique. I don't know if it's any good, but all right. Now we need to go DS9. So now I can go ahead and fly over here to the wormhole and get back to the Alpha Quadrant that way, or I can just transwarp there because because I've worked up my reputations and all this other stuff to where I've been able to unlock this. So that's what we're gonna do. And there we are. Now they've redone the model for Deep Space Nine. Since before. I wish I took a video before they did the update, as well as the inside. But I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there about it. Yeah, not now. I want to take a look at the station. You can hail Rom's flagship. It's here somewhere.
I'm guessing you're here to help with the Herc situation. Good. We can use every captain we can get, no matter where they're from. Even for Renganar.
You gotta love Rom. And he's the Grand Nagus now. But one thing's for sure, this is definitely more detailed than what it was. You can see all the detail here. Look at that. Oh, there's Rom's ship. Who would have ever thought that Rom would have had his own flagship? There's the Defiant. Should we take a look at some of the other ships that are around here? Those are always fun. I have no idea. That's just some stationary ship just kind of sitting around. We've got a lot of people that have bought the Dominion ships, the Dominion pack. There's a Romulan. That I want. Right here, the Jem'Hadar attack ship. It is so hard to get. It's only in like a research and development pack. Oh no, not a research and development pack. You can get it from the Phoenix pack, but I have not had any luck. Looks like we have a classic Romulan ship over here. There we go. Nice classic ship. And we got some other ships over here. Let's check these out. Looks like a Cardassian ship there. This one up here is... okay, that's a time ship. That's Federation right there. Okay, so cool. Okay, no, we don't want to go in there. We want to dock at DS9. Okay, so before it was just beam on the DS9, but now you can beam directly to Ops, which is kind of cool because they have that transporter pad there. Or you can dock. Well, yeah, before it was dock, but you would just beam on there. But now you can dock at a actual docking platform. And so you'll, well, you'll see. So we'll click on that. So here we are at a docking platform. So this is like totally cool. So I assume that this goes up to one of the pylons. And here we go. And this is all new in here. They've completely redone this based on the original blueprints, and you know, I've checked this out earlier, and it's just simply amazing on the amount of work that they've done. Okay, so we need to find the leader or whatever. Here is Odo, though, and I believe that Jem'Hadar right there is the one from the episode The Abandoned that's grown up. I think that's who he is. Let's talk to Odo.
It's nothing short of a miracle that Chief Rowe hasn't locked Quark away for good by now. He's lucky I'm not still the station constable. He'd be in Facility 4042 instead of loafing around on that moon he swindled from someone.
Now that'll be an interesting story. I hope that's explained.
It was a title given to me when I was Chief of Security here. Archaic, but often fitting, considering what I had to deal with at times. I understand the tradition has continued despite Constable Rowe's protests. She'll learn to live with it just as I did.
Let's see if there's anything else.
It's nothing short of a miracle that I don't have anything for you at the moment.
Okay. Now Rowe, I can't remember if this is Rowe Laren or like a relative. It's in the expanded lore, I think. The expanded story lore. Let's talk to Dukan Rex.
The Founder has no need of you right now.
Okay. Oh, and you can now go back here and check out the the little prison facility, but also your security officers back here, where you can do your contraband and prisoner quests. Oh, it's time to pet the tribbles. You see these nice colorful tribbles I've got here. I have the one that gives dilithium, one that gives I forget what it gives on that one. The Nukara one. Oh, what else here? I've got a fleet dribble, and I've got one that gives Romulan marks. We'll let those timers go back up. Do y'all remember the Klingon? The Klingon that's saying opera and stuff? Yep, he's got his own he's got his own little spot here. And all the Klingon food in the game, I assume, is right here where you can buy. This is weird. I've definitely got the money to buy it, so I wonder why it's not giving me the option. I wonder if it's because I'm not Klingon. Or maybe it's because I'm Andorian. That's weird. This is the Bajoran Temple. I'm just going here real quick. They had this in the old version. This just looks a lot nicer. And then, what is DS9 without Quarks? Now, Quark is not... Oh yeah, no, he is there. He wasn't here before.
What can I get for you?
You can't buy anything from this either. This is weird. Anyone know why you can't buy anything? I mean, I obviously got the money. Or the credits. Oh, wait a minute. Is it because my... It's because my inventory is full, that's why. That means I better sell some of this stuff as quickly. Let's see. We got Hard-On or Hadron. So you can buy some stuff there. Okay, we're getting kind of sidetracked. Okay, here's the medical facility. Now Bashir won't be in here because he, according to the story, is now teaches at headquarters or something like that. Let's see. You've got Garrick's clothing shop. And some of the other shops that they've had before, they're just not. They used to be just like little stands, but now they're actual doors and stuff that you can kind of go into. And now there are steps that take you to the second level, where before you just had to take an elevator to get to the second level. That's a docking pylon. They looked like this before. They were very similar to this. There's a food replicator. And I'm kind of going all over the place. Let's see. Outfitters. It's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for right here. So this is different too. This used to be a big open area for the ships and stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is sell my stuff. Here we go. Gotta make some room here. Now I know I could re-engineer this stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that. Yeah, I don't need critical. I got plenty of those. Alright, that helps clear out that quite a bit. Meanwhile, my tribbles, my fleet one. Then there's my Romulan one, you can see right here. This gives me my marks that I can use for my reputation stuff, which I'm maxed out on everything except for the new Gamma Task Force. So I've got a whole new one here to work on. Alright, let's make our way up to... Oh, is this where they moved it? Okay, I haven't found this area yet. Well, that doesn't look... I think they need to work on this a little bit. They're all kind of... in the military, they call this a cluster. It rhymes with a duck. But, yeah, this is... He's pointing. Aha, you're all got it stuck together. You're all... You're not moving. Alright, so it looks like the bank and the exchange and everything is in here. Well, that's just scary. Don't want to get trapped in that. Oh, okay. Oh, so if you... Oh, nice. Okay, so if you beam to the station, this is where you show up at. I'm going to assume. Nice. This is definitely better than what it was before, because before you would just beam onto the promenade. Okay, we went all the way around. Because Martok is here, and Kern, and Adepta, whoever that is.
So this is the warrior that old Martok rattles on about? I expected a giant after all his tales. Regardless, you've earned his respect, so you'll have mine. Try not to let it go to your head.
Okay. Gotta find the elevator to Ops. This might be it. There we go.
Does anyone need training?
Ugh, a little shaky there. They've redone this too. Looks really nice. Alright, is he in here? Captain Sisko's baseball is here on the table. And they've got it preserved. Okay, where is this fool? Where is he? Go to Deep Space Nine. Okay, that's what I did. Maybe I wasn't supposed to land on the station. There, I got an idea. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Nope, it's not the Borg. Not the Delta Quadrant. Gamma Quadrant. We'll make that our primary one. Okay, go to Deep Space Nine. We're there. So let's go back to the ship. gonna head out. And there it is.
We've entered the Denorius Belt, Admiral. I'm reading several civilian vessels on sensors, in addition to the flagships of the summit attendees. The station is still damaged from the recent attack, but it appears that critical system repairs are complete. Their damage control teams must be working double shifts.
Indeed, Helm, take us to the station.
Please, we're low on fuel and supplies. We need help badly.
Tell the Ambassador that any Jem'Hadar aggression will be met with deadly force.
The Enterprise E. No, not E. I think that's F.
This is Station Control. Welcome to Deep Space Nine. Your docking clearance has been authorized. Several of our docking facilities were damaged in the recent conflict. Please proceed to the provided coordinates.
If you're wondering about the previous conflict, that was the story before this that introduced the Herc. So you can see the damage and stuff.
Also, Captain Nog is waiting to meet with you on the promenade at your earliest convenience. Enjoy your stay here at the station.
In case you've forgotten, Nog is the first Ferengi in Starfleet, and he is now a captain. An away team will be standing by while you attend the summit, Admiral. Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. See, I already have Lita. She's a hologram, though.
Hello. Nice to be working with you again. I've been assigned to assist you here on the station. The leaders of the 4 major delegations have asked to meet with you prior to the summit meeting. Their offices are located here on the promenade.
Alright, so I didn't go on the pad, but I guess that's okay. There's Nog. Hi, Nog. Okay, so we got some green arrows. Let's take a look and see what we're supposed
Ambassador
to go here.
Odo is here, coordinating security efforts.
I'll be blunt. The Herc have decimated most of the Dominion. All but one fleet gone. It's all the Jem'Hadar can do to keep our remaining worlds from being laid waste. There is no diplomacy with the Herc. We don't know why they're attacking. We're not even sure where they're coming from. I'm sure there are those in the Alliance who would be content to let the Herc destroy us. But where do you think they'll turn once they're finished?
A good question, Ambassador. And there is Weyoun, who I'm surprised is still around because I thought his last clone was killed off. Dukon Rex. Alright, we'll just kind of run through here until we find... Ah, it's going to be in here. Ah, we have Garrick. But we can't speak to him.
Chancellor Jempok has an office here.
This summit may not end well. Most of the High Council sees the Herc as a Dominion problem. They are content to let them fight to the end and deal with any survivors. But there are others, such as Martok, who see that position as dishonorable. If they want to fight the war of their ancestors, so be it. But they will be doing so without the Empire. The same could be said for your Federation, should they choose to aid the Dominion.
Understood. I was listening to his voice and not really paying attention to what he was saying. A Dominion problem. Well, it's going to be a big problem for everyone, so don't be such a douchebag there, Mr. Klingon.
Here is Proconsul Datan's office.
Okay, yeah, Datan is the leader of the, not the Romulan people, but of the new Romulan uprising, whatever, against the Tal Shiar and stuff like that.
This summit may be difficult. While your people will see a path toward peace, I suspect the Klingons will feel the opposite. There is no love lost between them and the Dominion, or the Hurk for that matter. The Republic position is one of pragmatism. A weakened Dominion will be easier to deal with, and the Hurk are a threat no one can ignore.
Understood. So that's a Riemann. In case you forgot, the Riemanns are the... Were they cousins to the Romulans? It was in the last Next Generation movie. Offshoot of Romulans.
Admiral Quinn's office is behind those doors.
The results of this summit could have long-lasting effects. A number of our allies, particularly the Klingons, consider the Hurk to be a Dominion problem. The Federation sees this as a chance to improve relations with the Dominion. Having allies in the Gamma Quadrant instead of enemies would be a great step toward galactic peace.
There are several Alpha Quadrant leaders here for the summit. KILR of Bajor, Counselor Garrick of Cardassia, and my father, Ferengi Grand Nagus Ron. I recommend meeting with them as well. Their worlds will be on the front line if the Hurk launch a full invasion into this quadrant.
Very well. So let's go meet with them. Okay. Someone is over off in this direction. If I can get over there.
I believe the Kai is here. My father is in my uncle's bar. Hard to believe he used to work there, huh?
I was wondering when you'd come along. I'm guessing you're here to talk about the Hurk and what we want to do about them. It's no secret that the Ferengi aren't a military powerhouse like the Klingons. Most of the time, we'd be happy to make a tidy profit from all of this, and as far away from it as possible. That changed when the Hurk attacked Ferenginar. We would have been wiped out without help, and we didn't get it from Starfleet or the Klingons. We got it from the Lukari and the Cardassians. Even a few not cool ships showed up to fight. That showed us that this is everyone's fight, big or small. So we're in. And if the 34th rule of acquisition comes into play, well...
Well... So the Lukari, in case you're wondering, that was a new race that was introduced in Star Trek Online. How did you convince your people to join?
It wasn't easy, believe me. I've managed to get the board of liquidators with us, for now. Most of them see the potential for incredible profit. Alliance defense contracts can be very lucrative. The rest, well, let's just say their self-preservation instincts are strong. They'd rather fight with the Alliance than stand alone. The Hurk have me thinking about adding a new rule of acquisition. If they can't be bought, get ready to fight!
Alright, I like that rule. That seems appropriate where the Herc are concerned.
Did you have another question?
How did you convince your people to join us? Was that the same one?
It wasn't easy, believe
Okay.
me. Did you have another question?
Not at the moment. Oh. In case you didn't know, you can talk to Morn. But he won't say anything to you. Because Morn doesn't speak. Alright. Okay, so the Kai is in here. So Kira is now the spiritual leader of Bajor. And there she is.
Hello there. I suppose Admiral Quinn sent you down here to see where Bajor stands. I can tell you we're worried. The Herc were a few ships away from ravaging our homeworld, and if the Dominion falls, they'll be back, and we'll be the first to face them, so Bajor stands ready. We'll do what we can to stop the Herc, even if that means joining forces with the Dominion.
Tough call, but I understand it.
There's something else I should mention. I've experienced visions recently, a sign from the prophets. I see a place I've been before, a world beyond the grip of death. It's the home of a former Kai, and it's in the Dominion. I should also mention that I've seen you in this vision as well. I believe we're going to take a journey together soon.
What of your duties as Kai?
As Kai, I'm obligated to serve the will of the prophets. Doing so leads me to many places, not just Bajor. That can be difficult, especially in times of war. There's been a lot of that in the last few years. First the Dominion, then the Klingons, the Iconians, and now the Herc. There are times when I wonder how Ben Sisko managed during the Dominion War, and he was the emissary. I've tried to follow his example whenever possible, but it's been a challenge.
No doubt.
Something else on your mind?
Not at the moment. Although there was another... Oh, I don't have it now. There was another option, but that's alright. Okay, so we got one more. Whoops. One more to check
Looks
out
like
here.
Counselor Garrick is in his old tailor shop.
There you go.
Huh.
Hello there. I take it you're not here to update your ensemble. Though if you'd like a few suggestions, I'd be happy to provide some. In the meantime, let's talk about serious business, shall we? I'm sure you'd like to know Cardassia's position on the Herc problem. It's simple, really. They're a menace, and one we should deal with swiftly.
I like the animation they did with him. It is so Garrick. Look the way he nods his head and tilts his head. That is so Garrick.
Surprised? Don't be. Cardassia was recently attacked by the Herc. We'd have fared poorly without help from our neighbors. Even the Lucari and the Ferengi offered a hand. I trust this lesson isn't lost on you. If we stand alone, we're doomed.
This used to be your store?
Once upon a time, when I was but a tailor. That was before plain, simple Garrick became a member of the Detapa Council, of course. Before the Reconstruction and the Iconian War and the Herc. While I'm proud of the work I've done for Cardassia over the years, there's a part of me that yearns to be here once more. To be just a tailor, just Garrick.
We go where we're needed.
Will there be anything else?
Nope.
The Alliance has asked a number of special consultants to attend the summit. I know each of them well, and I can vouch for their knowledge and skill. Even my Uncle Quark. Despite his reputation, his knowledge of the Gamma Quadrant is valuable. Just don't mention Latinum in the discussion, or the value of his information could rise considerably.
Understood. Okay. It looks like this particular episode might be just about introducing with, you know, refamiliarizing a lot with a lot of the characters. So all those voices you're hearing are all the original voices. with the exception of Datan and Admiral Quinn. Those are voices that have been in Star Trek Online. Let's see here. So we got to speak with some other attendees. Man. One thing, it's more crowded on the station than what it was before. Where is everyone at? Okay, they're in Quark's bar. Oh, and there's Bashir. Okay. There's Lita.
Hello. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in this place. I can't believe Quark still has that hollow me in here. It's a little embarrassing, to be honest. I wish we were all here under better circumstances. Then again, DS9's always been a trouble magnet. I guess peace is a little too much to ask for around here. My husband is risking a lot of capital, political and otherwise, by choosing to get involved with all of this. Fortunately, he's the best Grand Nagus to come around in a long time. The best ever, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm pretty biased on that point. Look, if I were this mirror version of me I've been hearing so much about, I'd have a lot more tactical advice to offer. As it is, my advice to you is this. Take a look around. Think about all the civilians, the refugees, people who are depending on you to protect them. Think about the best way you can do that, if you can. That's what I'd do if I were in your shoes. Boots, whatever.
As far as the mirror version, yeah, the mirror version of Lita is very interesting.
Yeah, in that alternate universe where good people are evil and vice versa, turns out the evil version of me is an admiral there. Real piece of work. Wears lots of leather, carries a whip. Oh, and she's in command of the evil Enterprise. I found out about her from my husband's information gathering specialists. Never hurts to be well informed, right? Rule of acquisition number 7. Keep your ears open and your eyes on the mark.
I wonder if that's a new one they added. I don't remember hearing that one. Old Rule 74, knowledge equals profit.
Was there something else?
Nope. Looks like Rom looks like he's going to beat someone up.
So, they dragged you into this too, huh? Can't say I'm too surprised. You've come a long way since your scrap with the Klingons as a cadet. I'm here because my fool of a brother, the Nagus, seems hell-bent on getting the Ferengi into this mess. Not a lot of profit in fighting the Hurk, 34th rule or not. You can't spend your money when you're dead. If you ask me, we'd be better off sealing that wormhole and saying goodbye to the Hurk and the Dominion forever. I'd miss the Tullaberry wine, but I'd get over it. But seeing how that'll never happen, especially as long as Kira's still breathing, I suppose I'll have to dig in like everyone else. You know what the worst part of this mess is? Odo. He's back like a kind of ghost haunting me. I must be cursed.
I hear you own a moon now. Okay, this is what I want to hear about.
I do. And I'd be there, enjoying myself. If it weren't for the Grand Nagus. Brother or not, I wanted nothing to do with this until he put Lucari terraforming tech on the table. Couldn't pass that up. It'll cut biosphere renovation costs on my moon by 70%. Even with Odo here, and a billion Hurk trying to demolish everything in sight, there's profit in the wind. Might finally land that exclusive Tula Berry export contract I've been dreaming about for 40 years.
Yeah, assuming the Herc don't eat all of the Tula berries.
Can I get you something?
Nope. I'm fine. I guess Morn's not one of them to talk to. Alright. And now we got Dr. Bashir to talk to. My goodness. Doesn't quite look the same there.
Hello. It's been a while since that business at Corvat, hasn't it? You're looking well. My compliments to your CMO. As you can see, I've been recently recommissioned. I'm doing what I can to get things in order here after that business with the Zenkethi and the Herc. We're still treating casualties, and it looks like we'll be seeing more soon. A lot more. The situation is compounded by the presence of civilians, both local and from other systems, even the Dominion. We have a number of refugees from the Gamma Quadrant on the station, and more on the way. Clearly, the sooner we can solve the Herc dilemma, the better. We'll be beyond our capacity to help the refugees soon, as will Bajor.
Recently recommissioned. You left Starfleet?
I mustered out some time ago to start a private practice on Trill. Since then, I've worked on special projects for Starfleet from time to time as a consultant. Even managed to start a family. Needless to say, I wasn't initially thrilled with the idea of putting the uniform on again. Still, it's very hard to say no to KILR and Captain Dax. And so here I am, back on the front of an interstellar conflict. Here's hoping it's a brief one.
So I'm wondering if he started a family with Dax. Because if you remember, he and Ezri Dax in the last season got together. And I know in the Star Trek Online universe that Ezri Dax is still around and that she's a captain.
Something on your mind?
There's a number of refugee groups here on the promenade.
Lots of talking.
It must be a surprise seeing Koremans here on a Federation station. Let that sink in for a minute. It's so bad in the Dominion that its citizens are looking for safe haven with their former enemies.
Yep. So she's going to say, the Herc aren't our only problem. When the invasion started, it was like the Founders forgot about us. No Jem'Hadar came to our rescue. No Vorta with words of comfort or relief. Nothing. There's even talk about rebellion or leaving the Dominion altogether. This is interesting. Now, if you remember, this is from the race where the Defiant was in playing that hide and seek in the cloud, that gaseous planet. So this is the same race.
We were the lucky ones. We got out early. I've heard rumors about a blockade, keeping the rest of us from leaving the homeworld. It might be true. I haven't seen any more Koremans arrive here for a while now. Oh, please. The Founders have forsaken us. Don't let the Alliance turn their backs on us, too.
Alright, let's see. Let's turn around and go this way.
We're lucky to be alive, friend. There was little warning before the Herc attacked our homeworld. We sent a call to the Founders, but no Jem'Hadar ships came. Our local defense force didn't last long. A few of us managed to get away on ships before the Herc closed in.
So the Innis, this is the race that was on that planet, where if they die and they get revived. So if that was a penal colony, so this is from the race that was not on that planet.
Word of the Bajorans and their faith reached us after the war ended. Their stories about one of their spiritual leaders. She came to the worst of us on our prison moon to bring the wisdom of the prophets. So, when the Herc came, we decided to come here, through the Celestial Temple, to seek deliverance. If the Founders won't listen to us, perhaps KILR and the Prophets will.
The Kai will help you if she can.
Quinn here. The summit will begin soon. I'd like to go over what you've learned. Interesting. The Klingon and Romulan positions were somewhat predictable, but I'm surprised by the resilience of the Cardassians and Ferengi. I'm also concerned about the Gamma refugee issue. We'll need to work with the Bajorans to manage the situation here. We should get to the conference room. Report to me there when you arrive.
Yes, sir. Alright, now what are we doing? Okay, looks like we're just taking a, that music's getting annoying. Alright, select Admiral Quinn.
Well, everyone's here and no one started shooting. Could be worse. That was a joke. Take a moment to relax, speak with the others. Things will be serious soon enough.
More talking! Yay, this is an exciting episode so far.
Jim Park is more of a political creature than he was. Well, when we were both a lot younger. He's not willing to face the truth. There are Klingons who fear the Herc, hiding behind politics and rules. Grethar waits for their worthless souls. Know this, there are still Klingons who know where their blades belong. We will not dishonor our ancestors and ignore the Herc. We will fight them to our dying breath in the name of Kahless and the Empire!
You won't be alone, General. Oh, here we go. Get to talk to Wayun.
Greetings. I am Wayun 10. I'm glad we had this moment to talk before the summit begins. I trust you relayed everything you learned from us to your superiors. If I may be so bold, I hope that you conveyed a need for cooperation with the Founders as well. At least in matters regarding the Herc, if not in all things.
Okay, talk to the Kai.
Hello again. I spoke with Odo about the vision we discussed. He's agreed to clear a mission to the old sector. Opaka, the former Kai I mentioned, lives there now.
Does this involve your visions?
I believe so, yes. The Kai has a condition that has prevented her from leaving until now. Odo has provided us with data that could lead to a cure. If there's a chance, I'm willing to take it. Her wisdom could help us all greatly. I realize this is a lot to take in, but I hope I can count on your help when the time comes.
You'll have it, Eminence. And... okay, so this is Ulukari, in case you don't know who Ulukari is. She's a recurring character. This is Captain Kumarki.
I'm glad you're here. I've been feeling conflicted lately. All the worlds we saved from the Zenkethi were also home to thousands of dormant Herc. By saving those planets, we also saved a great number of enemies. Those very enemies have since attacked a number of worlds, including my own.
We also saved billions of lives, Captain.
You're right, of course. If only there'd been another way to resolve things. If the Zenkethi would have listened to reason. I suppose we should place our hope in working together to stop the Herc. I can't help but think there's a path to peaceful resolution in all of this. There's got to be some way to end this madness before more lives are lost.
Perhaps there is.
If I can have everyone's attention, thank you. Let's begin the summit. We have a lot to discuss. Thank you all for coming. By now, you should be aware of our tactical situation. The Dominion, as you know it, is on the verge of collapse. We've withdrawn to our core systems, and the lines are holding, for now. Without your help, the Herc will win the war of attrition.
What about your outer systems? We're receiving refugees here, from those areas.
We have one fleet left, Admiral. That's hardly enough to defend the entire Dominion.
I'm failing to see how this concerns the Empire.
The recent battle here is a sample of what the Herc can do.
If you think they'll stop at the wormhole, you're sadly mistaken.
Need I remind you that the Dominion came to your aid in the Iconian War? I seem to recall Klingons placing high value on debts of honor, or has that changed?
Mind your tongue, changeling! I will not be insulted!
Well, that can't be good.
Admiral Quinn to Ops. What's happening?
We're under attack, Admiral. It's the Herc. Reading Herc boarding parties. Multiple decks. They've concentrated in the damaged pylon. Ore processing area.
I need you to get to that damaged pylon section and lock it down before the Herc trigger an explosion that could wreck the station.
I'm on it. Okay, so the Herc, at least their ships, they're like swarms of bees. So that's kind of interesting. Alright, so here's my away team. See? Now here's my holographic Lita. She was a reward. Like when you buy, what is it? The store credits. You buy so much, you get like some rewards. There was a special deal going at one time, and that's how I got her. Alright. I also got the Mirror Universe version too. That's not the weapon he's really holding. Oh, this is a little freaky. Fire! Fire away! My goodness. Okay, my guy's got him.
Bad news. The hangar security shield is on the verge of collapse. If it drops, you'll get pulled out into space, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. You need to stabilize the power relays and recalibrate the shields. There are consoles near your position you can use to do this.
Acknowledged. Alright. So where are the consoles at? Over here somewhere. I don't think there's anything in here. Go back in here. What is it? Oh, it's up on the second level. Alright, I can't jump over that. There's still more. Okay, we gotta go way over here.
Nice work, but it's not over yet. The Herc have moved into the ore processing area above your position. There's a lot of unstable uridium ore in there. If they damage it, it could ignite and set off a chain reaction that could destroy the pylon. You'll need to make your way up there to secure the area and restart the safety systems there.
Alright, understood. Alright, where are we going? Upstairs somewhere. Let's see. Go upstairs to ore processing. It's up there somewhere. Okay. Okay. There must be another ladder or something up here. Okay, that door does not open. It's like dark in here. All right, here's a way up.
Looks like the access system in this section was reset. You'll need to rotate the central column and extend the bridges in order to reach the next section.
Very well. All right, rotate pylon up. And you can rotate it down too, apparently. Alright, this is some kind of puzzle thing. Extend walkways. Okay. Move to the next level. Whoop. We got ourselves the typo, the Deep Space Nine lockbox, and a small shield charge. Okay, so here we are up here. I guess we have to retract the walkways. Rotate the pillar down, I'm assuming. Let's get back over here. so this is where we came from. Aha, okay. Alright, here we go.
Okay, you're almost in the clear. The safety systems for the area are currently offline. You'll need to restore power to that section and reinitialize the safety systems to get everything back online.
Acknowledged. Alright, so we have something over here. Restore safety system power. It's like, hey, stop jumping on stuff. And reinitialize safety systems.
Alright, the safety systems are reinitializing. They should be up and running in a few minutes. Nice work. Hold on. I'm picking up multiple Herc life signs in your area. They're converging on your position. I need you to defend that section from the Herc until the system comes online again. If they get in before that happens, they could knock it offline again, or worse.
You know what's funny is I'm a fleet admiral and this captain's telling me what to do. I need you to do... I'm a fleet admiral. I should be telling you what to do. Boy, these guys are nasty. Where are the others? My Borg is down. I have no idea where the other ones are at. Okay, well, I guess I'm not being revived. Now's a good time to... I forgot to change all my tribbles and put all this stuff back the way it should be. Okay, where are we at? Okay, that did it. Admiral, DS9 commanders requested the aid of all available ships in the sector. The station and a number of civilian vessels are under heavy attack, and we need you on the bridge. Transporters are standing by. We're ready to beam you back. Okay, not now. I want to see what else we have here that we can sell. Okay, nothing over there. We'll take a look at this. Okay. Now what I usually do is I'll give my away team like the cheapo stuff here, like the cheap shields and hypo sprays and stuff like that. Alright, you can have that one. Alright, now we can go back.
The Herc are attacking the station and several civilian vessels in the system. I've sent ships to assist them, but I'm concerned our forces are spread too thin. I'd like you to work with those ships to protect the civilians while the rest of us defend the station. First Dukan Rex will accompany you as a combat escort.
We'll keep them safe, Ambassador.
Starfleet vessels, this is Quinn. Protect civilian targets.
Okay, so it looks like we need to go over here. You're probably wondering what's loaded on my ship. Well, we can do that on another episode.
Thank you so much.
There's one. Here next. Uh-oh. That's a clone of my ship over there, or a projection of it. It comes out every once in a while, which is cool. And in case you're wondering, this is a Tier 5 ship. Although I have Tier 6 ships, I've been liking this one. This one has actually been working really nicely. Okay, so we got these guys over here.
Quark, but I'm afraid there's bad news. We're picking up Herc vessels and they're heading our way. The station's weapon systems are offline. We need a few minutes to get them up and running. Until then, we're a sitting duck over here. I've asked every
Quack.
ship in the sector to regroup and prepare for battle. Let's hope it's enough.
We'll do what we can, Captain. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's get this swarm.
Honor your ancestors. Fight now and destroy the Herc. Concentrate fire on their capital ship.
Yep, I'm sure you will. And you see these that are following me? It's like a swarm of bees.
Systems online in 60 seconds.
It's like you attack one and then they all swarm towards you.
Don't let the frigate swarms get behind you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to take care of. Goodness. Ah. So I would have blown up, but one of my skills is to be able to go back in time. So that ability got used up. Look at how they all swarm around. And trying to attack them is hard. But defeat remaining Herc, and there's like a billion of them here. Take that lockbox. Oh, okay. Time to go after the others. getting there. This is a long mission. The Enterprise F, I believe.
That was the last of them. We're not picking up any Herc ships on long-range sensors. For now, at least. I think it's clear that the Dominion is prepared to work with you to stop the enemy. I hope the Federation is ready to do the same. In the meantime, our fleet will do what it can to keep the Herc on our side of the wormhole. Tell Admiral Quinn not to wait too long to make a decision. This will reach the Federation faster than anyone would like, believe me.
Understood, Ambassador. All decks have reported in, Admiral. Ready to depart on your command. All right, depart. Kind of get away from the, from the... Oh, what are they? They start with an H. Is their ship? The Herald. Yeah, the Herald ship.
The Herc threat is real. We can't afford to let it expand throughout the galaxy. There will be resistance to getting involved, but I believe we have no choice. The Federation must render aid to the Dominion if we're to have any chance of stopping the Herc onslaught. In the meantime, KILR of Bajor has requested a mission to the Innis system, and Ambassador Odo has authorized it. The Kai has asked for our assistance on this, and she asked for you by name. Whatever she needs, make it so.
Make it so, number one. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this mining plasma cutter.
Congratulations, Admiral.
And we'll go ahead and we'll equip that. I don't think this is not going to be as good as what I've got. It looks like it's probably about the same. Alright. I mean, let's try out our new weapon, right? Just in case you're not playing the game, you might want to see what it could be used for. Consumed by non-human Jemadar. I don't know if I would actually use this or not. Alright. Well, I'm pretty sure this is a very long video, so we'll go ahead and we'll stop it right here. And then we will pick up in another video, and we will do the next one in the story, Armistice. Alright, so until then, thanks for checking things out and hanging with me as long as you did, and I will see you on the next episode.